Hello everyone, today I want to talk about the inevitable failure of my video game project. This is a story all about how, this is a story about something that's very personal and close to me. It's, something that started as a dream, something fueled with passion, and we're going to talk about the harsh reality of it all today. So over the past 4 years, many of you know that myself and a small team have been working on a video game called Cross Planet. And it started as a simple sci-fi shooter project in Unity, just a small idea that was shared to a Facebook group by a programmer in Canada called Andre. Me and him connected, combined our skills, me being more of a creative person, him being the programming side, and we began expanding his simple concept into something much bigger than we initially imagined it to be. We poured thousands of dollars and thousands of hours into the project. We attended gaming expos. We had some great content creator friends and streamers try out the game, provide feedback, and promote it. What started as a really small idea evolved into a pretty big game with 17 different game modes, 14 maps/levels, 10 playable characters, online multiplayer, dedicated servers, character customization, vehicles, and even a work-in-progress PvE mode where you would fight waves of alien insects with friends. This project over time has garnered 4,000 Steam wishlists, so roughly 1,000 wishlists per year, and it runs on both PC and mobile. But despite all of this, there's a bitter truth that we have to face, and it's that Cross Planet may never be fully finished. The reality is that making a polished AAA level game with such a small team is incredibly challenging. Right now we have a team of about 10 people that all contribute part-time, just as a passion project. But this, even still, is incredibly challenging. It requires a massive amount of time, effort, and money, which are resources that we simply don't have anymore. After 4 years of hard work, I think many of us are burnt out. We've reached a point where, without significant investment into the project from somebody or a publisher, we just can't push the project any further and allow it to reach its full potential. Adding to the challenge is the fact that shooter games is a pretty saturated market in the gaming world. Breaking into the shooter genre without an absolutely ginormous marketing budget is nearly impossible. We've done everything we can with the budget that we have to get the word out. Like I mentioned, the events, many online social media posts on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the streamers, me promoting the game myself through my platform here on YouTube. But, at the end of the day, it's just basically impossible. We're a tiny indie team with very little budget, competing against giant studios with millions and millions of dollars behind them. Games like Cross Planet thrive on having a very active player base. Without it, the game will struggle to survive because you need players online constantly to get matches. You need an influx of players constantly so that you can actually play the game. It's an online PvP, multiplayer product. The struggle for us is, one, not having the budget to fully polish and finish the game, and then two, not having any budget left for marketing. The game will never reach the audience that it needs to actually stay alive. So, what do we do now? Well, after much thought, we've decided to release a demo of Cross Planet for free, which many of you know about already. And we know that it won't generate us any revenue. There is not a single purchasable item in the game. There's no microtransactions and the game is free. But we just want to share what we actually managed to create with the world, even if it's not in its final form. But we hope that, throughout this demo, Cross Planet will find a few players and the existing people who've wishlisted will try it out and enjoy it for what it is. The journey of making Cross Planet has been a an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. We definitely learnt a lot, not just about game development, but about ourselves and the limits, and just the industry as a whole. If you are an aspiring game developer, I want you to know that the journey is not easy. It's full of highs and lows, and sometimes despite all your hard work, things don't turn out the way you hoped. In fact, more often than not, things don't turn out the way you hoped. I think the stats are that 83% of indie games don't even make it to release, never mind succeed. So we are probably going to be another project that gets thrown into that statistic. But it doesn't mean that the efforts were in vain. You know, every project and every challenge, every failure that you have is a step forward, and this will be a good portfolio piece for every single person on the team to showcase what they contributed. Maybe it will help them land a job in the games industry, or maybe it will help us with further projects to say, hey, we do have other things behind our backs that we have released also, which often looks good on your resume when you're presenting to people such as investors and publishers. Finally, it also does suck that we actually did receive offers from publishers to invest and help with Cross-Planet. And looking back on it, personally, I think we should have accepted one of those offers. Without going into too much detail as to who the people were, I can tell you figures. $50,000 was mentioned for 50% of the revenue the project made. And then in another conversation, 100,000 was mentioned, again for I think 50% of what the project makes, this was when the project was further into development and had more content in it compared to the first offer, and these were made by two separate publishers. So yeah, at the time we thought that giving up 50% was a big number, considering that Steam also takes 30% of your profit, which means that we would have been left with 20%, which is a pretty low number. So obviously, we didn't want to give up so much of the shares, basically, and I think a lot of people in our situation probably would have made the same decision. However, looking back on it now, I personally wish that we did accept one of those offers, and it allowed Cross-Planet to further develop and become polished and, you know, look much more AAA and maybe get a very small audience that kept it somewhat alive. I don't think it would have ever reached a place where it could have become our day jobs, but it may have sustained itself, and we may have made our money back. Not a profit, but we may have made the money back, and, you know, we may not have lost a lot of things along the way compared to what we have lost. So yeah. It could be much worse. You know, some video games end up losing tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, some even millions. So in the grand scheme of things, this is a small loss in the industry. But for us, me personally as well, it's a pretty big one, and it kind of sucks. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, I just want to also say thanks to everyone who has supported along the way. I know that hundreds, probably thousands of you who watch my videos wishlisted. I think my channel was the main source of wishlists for the game. My TikTok and my YouTube, that being. So yeah, everyone who wishlisted, everyone who QA tested, everyone who made an account and play tested. There is hundreds of you. I think the official numbers are somewhere between 600 to 700 people actually played at least one build of Cross-Planet. So yeah, thank you for those people who've done that. And I hope that a lot of you do check out the demo when it's available. And who knows, maybe Cross-Planet has a place in the gaming world, even if it's an incredibly small one, where people just play it from time to time, every few months or so with friends, for a few hours to chill and, you know, reminisce on the project after it's well, died. So yeah, it won't cost us anything to upkeep. We will be running the game on host mode rather than dedicated servers, so it can just exist for eternity, and that's it. It will just be there as our portfolio piece. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Hello, are you looking for a new third-person arena shooter that has riveting gameplay and is completely free? Yes, What a coincidence, that's exactly what we've made. And you can play a demo of it right now. Incoming no scope, bang! And for playing, you get tons of cosmetics like armor sets, armor skins, weapon skins, banners, and even more. The game has 16 maps and 16 game modes, 11 weapons, in-game stats, and leaderboards. It's even got vehicle and aircraft combat, where you can use tanks and gunships. So, what are you waiting for? Download the Cross Planet demo now!